Galacticos, after the defense, we're back to analyze our midfield. Funnily enough, this will be a video where out of 7 midfielders we have, we're only going to analyze 3 because 4 of them haven't really played or played enough to be analyzed. So, well, let's go straight with it. First, let's go with the 4 players we're not going to evaluate. Casemiro. We haven't seen Casemiro play.
No action for Casemiro after his injury at Espanyol. He's not going to be able to play Atletico, almost a certain thing. He hasn't been on the pitch yet, and I think that we are almost a week away from the game, and I think it's a very unlike or discard scenario to see Casemiro playing at Calderon.
So no points for Casemiro, of course, hoping that he comes back as soon as possible and in the best form possible. No points for Modric either, because the same reason he's been out for a long time. He's already back.
30 times, but
it's not enough to analyze Modric, so no point for Modric. No points for Asensio, who, not being injured, has seen a lot less minutes than we would have expected after last month and the progression that he looked like he was having.
Yeah, I think to make a fair evaluation, you need a little more playing time to analyze. And I think that Asensio has did okay. He had a couple of goals at Cultural Leonesa in the Copa game. He had another goal versus Legia Varsovia. He has been very fresh the minutes he has played, so he has been okay, but it's too few. It's a little of Asensio to make a statement.
Exactly, to make a statement. I like that. So no possibility to make a statement because we would like to see him play more. There's a little bit of a touch to Zidane. It's like, hey Zidane, don't forget Marco. In the same line is James. Especially we had the honorable mention for James last month because he seemed to be recovering that that important status. And now in a month he seems to have lost it again.
Yeah, his injury a month ago stopped his progression. It wasn't a huge progression, but it was a constant progression.
Exactly. He had been in the starting lineup for 4 consecutive games. Yeah. I mean, we hadn't seen that from James in 2 years.
Yeah, during this FIFA break he has played 30 minutes in the Champions League, 22 minutes in La Liga, and the
full
complete
match
game
against Leonesa.
He had 3 assists there. He's playing decently, but you know it's a little to make a statement again.
Again, to make so no statement for James. Just again hoping. There are now rumors that James will leave in January to the Juventus. I don't know, but you know, personally, I've said it before. I hope that James shows his best talent in Real Madrid, you know, so no points for James yet. Hopefully he'll be back. And then the 3 players we're gonna analyze or we're gonna evaluate it's basically our starting midfield right now: Kovacic, Kroos, and Isco. Let's go with Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos gets a 7. Again, Toni Kroos in his line, you know, very consistent, very solid. He's a master of the midfield. But to me, I think he's shown signs of exhaustion in the last games, but not because of him. Because there's never been any rest for Toni Kroos.
Yeah, I think that it was a mistake by Zidane. Right now he's injured, but I think that alongside Casemiro and Modric, Toni Kroos is the midfielder Zidane trusts the more. Zidane can picture a game without all of them.
Yeah, it's true. Without Kroos, Kroos, Modric or Casemiro. It's true.
At least one them on the field.
Yeah, so the last month he couldn't picture 1 minute without Kroos on the field. Yeah.
I think that he has stepped up in the absence of Casemiro and Modric. I think that he transmits his personality to the team. He sets the rhythm. He's able to play in the number 5 position. Yeah. I think that he's a treasure Real Madrid has, and I think that he's a treasure. His coach should take care of him a little bit more.
A little better. Yeah, a little better. But as Iñaki said, maybe it was hard for Zidane to picture.
Yeah, obviously, we will start him on every match because there are certain things that
this was FIFA. He would never leave the pitch.
But Toni Kroos by himself guarantees. It's that you are going to control the tempo, you are going to have decent quality in the midfield, you are going to have a clean transition.
And rarely give the ball away.
Yeah, I think that there are the values that Zidane likes from Toni Kroos and we all like from Toni Kroos.
It is true. Let's go with Isco, who also gets a 7. And again, if James was kind of stopped in a progression, I think Isco is the opposite. Isco has seen an opportunity to be an important player, and he has shown in a month or a month and a half that, hey, you know, after Casemiro, Kroos and Modric, the next player now is Isco.
Yeah, it's like a relay race.
Yeah.
You know? James right now is not okay, and Isco is really good. During the previous FIFA break, he had an interview, I don't know, the radio station. He said that he would search for another place to play if he doesn't play the minutes he wants.
Normally
a very mature interview.
Iñaki was very happy with the interview. He came in that morning saying like, oh, Isco, man, he's so mature.
But during this month, especially from the very first game we are analyzing at Betis, he has been a real factor. I think he had 2 goals, one beautiful goal, and an assist in that Betis game, and he has been very consistent. He has been providing quality in the final third.
And I think that's one of the cool things about Isco is this progression or evolution of the players that we like to talk about. Maybe Isco is feeling more comfortable with his own evolution to a more all-around player than only being a creative guy outside the box. Isco can provide quality possession in the midfield, not necessarily just making last passes or shooting to goal, but being that kind of Modric-esque kind of player.
Isco has had to readapt his game. In Malaga, the whole team plays around him. In the academy football, in the youth football he has played, every team has been built around him. But right now, because he's not the best player on the team, and second, because the specific position he plays does not exist in Real Madrid, he has readapted. And I think he's through a process, but we are watching the light in that process, and I think that he's a very reliable player, backup of Kroos or Modric, but I think that he provides Zidane what Zidane needs from Isco in that position.
We're liking Isco so far. Again, we haven't seen the best Isco, because hopefully the best Isco will be something out of this, I don't know if out of this world, but I mean, we trust Isco. We have confidence in Isco, and he's doing very well, so he gets a 7. And the last player is Kovacic, who also gets a 7, but to me is the highlight of our midfield this month. Because of the situation he found and how he has taken it and how he has become that very important player that now Zidane, like Kroos, Zidane doesn't contemplate a game without Kovacic.
Yeah, I think that in the NBA there is a yearly prize which recognizes the player who has improved the most. And I think if that prize would be adapted to Real Madrid, Kovacic would be that most improved player. And this month, it's a perfect resume of that improvement. I think that don't forget, we're talking about a player that, I mean, we all like, but it's a player that 3 months ago was almost very surely he was going to go unknown somewhere else to mature and become a better player. And he's doing it here at Real Madrid. Yeah, he's doing a master, and he's doing it in one of the most demanding teams in the world. And I think that
if not the most.
He's avoiding some kind of mistake he used to make. He's learning to have another tempo, to be more calm sometimes. He has only one, as I said before, one speed. It's full speed. Yeah. And I think that he's introducing different things on his game. And when he's in the final third, he has made very decent passes, passes which have led to
he scored a goal and assists. And what I like about Kovacic is, there's a lot of room for him to grow mentally, because it's more of a decision-making process.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he makes bad decisions, but the talent is there, the physique is there. Like he's very strong. He can run for 90 minutes. Like as Iñaki said, you always see him full speed, and that might not be always good. But the fact that he can be full speed for 90 minutes is a good sign, physically.
And I think after this month, every Madridista are starting to think that we are in front of a prospect, a huge prospect.
Yes.
A huge prospect. I don't know, people sometimes say if he's going to be the next Luka Modric. I always say, then slow down, Luka Modric is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Not in every generation football provides players like Modric, but I think...
And the truth is, when Luka Modric was 22, 23 or 24, 25, you were not talking about the best midfielder in the world.
Absolutely, and he was in Tottenham or about to get to Tottenham. And I think that right now Kovacic is stepping up. He's going to see a lot of action now after the injury of Kroos. And I'm really excited from this player evolution.
So Galacticos, we hope to see a lot of action from you too in this video. Tell us what you think. Do you agree with our arguments and our scores? And what would be yours? Of course, share the video around with your friends. Tell them we're here. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Strikers analysis.
Yeah, goodbye.